Hey there, it's that mama, and I have a little bit of SL tips and tricks again for you. First of all, let me introduce you to my furry look. It's my cheetah, rawr, cheetah look. So I'm here at the office. And oh, I should get my light ring. Okay, let's show a little pink. Let's say maybe we do some natural white. Yeah, that kind of brightens things up. Or we could do blue. See how I love blue? The blue shade looks nice. We're going to play with the blue for a little bit. Get really professional here in my studio. All right, so let's get going with our tips and tricks. We're going to be talking about hyperlinks today. So if you want to clean up your profiles and clean up those messages and notices that you send out, you can do it with some hyperlinks. And yes, there are, when you copy and paste a SLURL, that's a link itself, but it's not technically a hyperlink. There's two different differences. There's a link and then there's hyperlinks. A link is just the actual link that takes you to a page or a destination. The hyperlink gives it a name. So a text or a picture that you've based it off on. So you're basing it off of a title. And then when you push that title, that text, it's going to link you. It's going to use that link you provided and make you go to that designated spot or pop up that designated link. So that's the difference between just a normal link and a hyperlink. Now to take the first one, we're going to use a landmark destination. So let's say you've got in your inventory, you're going to make a notice where you host at. I host at the river. So I'm going to find my river landmark, and you can get that as a right click and copy the SLURL. And I like to work off of a note card where, you've got a little bit of where you're making your notice and stuff like this. But here's the regular SLURL and what it looks like. And this is acceptable to copy and paste that into a notice. But I'm going to show you how to make it a hyperlink where it's cleaned up and looks a little bit nicer. So follow this. I'm going to get this out of the way because my notice is going to pop up right there when I do it. But here's a little format like a notice and DJ and host and where. And we're going to use that little landmark and we're going to put it in brackets. If you see, I've got brackets there. So you put a bracket before the SLURL, then you have the SLURL, and then where it ends there, then you put a space and you put the title that you want to appear. Now you can add emojis, music and music emojis and everything else. You can still do that. You just push it right here. Let's see, as for an example, you can find some fast emojis and you're typing stuff. So there's a fast little emoji. Copy paste. Put it here at the beginning and here at the end. And then you've got a little music emoji. And we're going to go and set this ready to post out. So I'm going to use my private group just to see how this looks. So you can go new notice. We're going to go notice right up here. And then copy and paste that. And here you can still put the landmark, or you could have put a picture of the river. But right now, I'm just going to go ahead and drag and drop the actual landmark too. just in case. So when I send this out, it's going to pop up and there's going to be a message and it says notice, and it's going to have a nice little hyperlink, and that's going to pop that up. So that's how to do a SLURL. Now, if you want to put your profile into a message, because maybe you're saying we're hiring, and it says we are hiring at the river. You're going to put the application note card in there. Then you want to use your actual avatar profile. So when people click on your avatar and say, oh, let me look at your profile and I can message them down here, that's what you want to use. So how do you get that? The information. How do you start? Well, first go to your profile, open it up, and we're going to learn a little bit about this information that Firestorm gives you right up here beside your name. You can copy your display name. That looks like that, of course. There's a copy of your legacy name. They refer to that as an agent name. That's your legacy, very first one you've had. And your UUID. That gives you a string of numbers that links you. And within the profile is copy URI. That gives you this whole section of Second Life / forward slashes app agent, and it has your UUID in it and then the about feature. So that is actually going to pop up this whole thing inside your Second Life, and that's what you need to do. So you come down here and you'll put that in brackets, and you can say contact owner. So you come down here and set up your notice, and that's what you're going to copy and paste. So I'm going to open this back up and let's make this notice. Let's make a new notice. We're going to put now hiring. Going to give it that title. And visit the river for hiring information. Okay, so you can say visit the river for hiring information and put in your river link. And then you can say any questions. And then you have this. And then you can put the application in there. So you can drop any kind of note card, but I'll put application. And there we go. So I send that out. And you're going to see that right here. So you're going to say, oh, there's that. And then contact owner. And that's going to pop that up. So you have those resources at your fingertips. Also, there's a lot of clubs that have been going online applications. They got it on their Google Doc forums. If you've got anything like that, you can set up a notice like that, put it in your brackets, make a space after that, then put in your title and then end it with the bracket and put that link in there, and it will hyperlink outside of SL to that web page. You can still put in your contacts and stuff like that. So it just makes that whole message nice and neat, and everything pops up at the viewer's fingertips. Okay, the last thing is if you're still doing some applications old school like that, and you're dropping the application note and you have a big old application note card and everything, and you want to show them, you want to tell them, okay, here, if you have any questions, contact this person in the note card. So let's say this is our whole application note card that someone's receiving, and we want to say return all applications to, okay, at the bottom of your note card, and you want to hyperlink a person's calling card. So you always have to find their legacy name. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and find my legacy name calling card, and you just drag and drop, and it's going to have a hyperlink like that. Now, the reason why the hyperlink goes away because I'm viewing my own name. So here we go. I'll show you again. It will be different if I use a calling card of someone else's. So we'll just put this person in here and save it, and you'll see that it'll pop up. So that's how all that looks. So 1, you had hyperlink for landmarks. 2, the hyperlink for your profile, agent avatar, and a hyperlink inside a note card, and how that will look for your contacts. Now let's move on to some news in SL. Sometimes, a lot of the times, we have a lot of news going on and a lot of events going on, and we're going to kind of just transition right over to some cancer fighting events going on in SL that you should really know about. I mean, it really does help cancer survivors, cancer research, everything else. And of course, it's all funneled through SL and all taken care of through their businesses. But let's go ahead and take a look at our first one. It's Rock Your Rack. And it's an annual fundraiser in Second Life supporting the National Breast Cancer Foundation. So there are a lot of restorations you can for designers, music hosts, role-playing sims, resort sim partners, artists, live singers, and DJs and bloggers. And they've got a link for each specific one to go ahead and apply. Here's our sim sponsors, Nantucket Yacht Club, and all of our various other sponsors as well for Rock Your Rack. And it also has some recent Rock Your Rack news here, all at your fingertips right here on this website, rockyourrack.org. Now, the second one that is celebrating some registrations and an event in Second Life is going to be the 12th annual Spoonful of Sugar Festival in Regency, England. And they are seeking merchants now, and that is at the SOS Festival, Spoonful of Sugars. And of course, if you want to fill out theirs, it's join us. You become a participant. The dates are from September 12th to the 22nd. Merchant setup dates are to be determined. It goes over the peer levels and what you are donating. and how many prims you get and everything, and the amount of the donation to to be included in this festival. And then it has the registration via Google Doc. So you start filling out this registration and submit it, and you can be registered for this event. And all of these links really hook you up to all the different events. I did see a little error here with when you go to the sponsors page and you're wanting to look at all of the sponsors and everything. This does not bring you back to the join us correctly. So you're stuck on events and you're looking at the sponsors, and it does not go back to join us correctly. It goes back everywhere else. It gets broken there. Not a big thing. You can still get to the join us and still sign up, and it will work perfectly well. Okay, and the last one, we want to come and celebrate love, hope, and community at Relay Rainbow. It's kicking its information off if you want to donate for Relay Rainbow. They honor survivors and remember loved ones and fight for the future without cancer. And we're going to go ahead and view that website. Relay Rainbow. Here is their page on Facebook, then their Discord connection, and if you need to contact anyone, shows their events sponsors and how much they have raised for the Relay for Life and their other sponsors. So a nice information page. You can go there, contact who you want to, and even one Linden will help the cancer project. So that's it. That is it for me today. But I'm glad you joined me today for the tips and tricks hyperlink and some SL news. So have fun, be merry, and join me on Second Life. It's that mama. Bye bye.